So, welcome everyone. Yesterday we studied overhead analysis sheet and we completed 2012 and 2013 past paper. So, I hope now most of you all would have an idea about how to do this question. So that's why I planned for two sessions. Now I know that in one within 2 hours I can explain the theory and even practice 1 or 2 questions. But I'm not sure, so I need to explain very slowly and do everything from contribute from my side the maximum, so that you can understand very well, because this is an important easy question to do. So no one cannot fail in accounts, so no one shouldn't fail in accounts. And so there may be some students who would have missed yesterday's session, or would have left after I started the past paper. And some of you would have been there for 2 hours and still have any doubts to get used to. And even most probably, I think if you have attempted the 2014, if you have attempted the 2014-15 questions, it's great. It's really good. If you have done it, thumbs up. You are doing very well, because you need to practice. But I need to make sure, as the lecturer now, I need to make sure that I should do everything on a continuous basis, on a roll. So that's why I need to do here. Therefore, I will share my Excel sheet and we will start doing again past paper questions. So today I'm focusing on to do from 2014 to 2016. Okay, from 2014 to 2016. So until 9 or 8:45, I am planning to do part two questions. And after that, I will move on to part 1, MCQs. So MCQs are the best way to get a good score in your A levels, because very easy questions. And so the last 45 minutes will be allocated to the part 1. That's the idea. So let's start. So hope you have your past papers nearby and your answer book and a pen. So today we will be attempting 2014 question number 2B. 2014 question number 2B. Now you might think that why I'm doing past papers with you for another 2 hours, rather than I can teach you another chapter. Now my method is, I will if I am teaching a chapter, minimum I need 4 hours. I need 4 hours to explain everything, and then even to do few past papers. That's my method. A minimum of 2 sessions, minimum 4 hours I need. So that's why I scheduled 2 sessions. So today we will be doing 2014 question number 2B, because there are some learning points. When you practice more, you can do well. That's the idea here. So please take your answer books, so your writing books, and let's start together. Let's do together. Okay, let's do together. So 2014 question number 2B. So straight away, I know 2014 question number 2B is about, okay, overhead analysis sheet. So first of all, I will go to requirement. That's my method. I go to requirement. Okay, requirement, I will write requirement number 1. Okay, first requirement is overhead analysis sheet giving the basis of apportionment. Now they are asking the overhead analysis sheet apportionment. So what I will do is, I will draw the overhead analysis sheet, and I will look into, okay, how many production departments, how many service departments. Okay, so Roshan PLC produces 2 types of pens, In this question, we have three production departments. We have three production departments and one store and a store. So maybe like this. Number one is cost. Okay, cost, and then basis, value. Okay, and then production department. Now the best way is, guys, do with me so that at once you all can even practice. Once you all can practice the past papers. If not, you need to spend another day to do this. So try to do today itself. Try to do today itself. It's easy for you. Then I will name the production departments. Machining, assembly, finishing, and then store. Okay, now this is my overhead analysis sheet format. This is what I will be doing. Okay, that's all. This is the idea. Okay. So now let's read the question. Roshan PLC produces two types of pens, type 1 and type 2. It has a factory consisting of three production departments, machining, assembly, and finishing, and a store. So now we know that store is a service department, which are located in separate buildings. The budgeted overheads for the year 2015 are as follows. Okay, overheads and the values are given. So number one, indirect wages. So if you look at indirect wages, they have given in the exam paper itself, they have given the separate amounts for each department, the separate amounts for each department. So if you see the screen, I will write under cost indirect wages, and the basis I will write is direct. I will write the basis direct basis, because in the exam paper they have directly given the allocation. So 310, 630, 140 and 180. This is the answer. And I will add everything. So total is 1260. This is how I'll do. This is how I'll start to do. This is how I'll do. And then next one, rent. For rent, if you see, they have given separately factory and store, because in the question they are clearly saying that factory and store are two different buildings. So factory and store. So now you need to think. Okay, I'll write rent here. I will write rent and I will put a dash and I'll write factory. Rent factory. If you see factory, they have given 1600. The value 1600 is for all these three things. For all these, 1600 is for machining, assembly, and finishing, not for store. Machining, assembly, and finishing. For store, they have given directly. So now you need to select the basis. How you are going to divide this. Basis is given in additional information. Number one. They have given the basis. So from Roman number one, select the best basis. Select the correct basis. Someone could send me the answer, please. What is the basis, everyone? There are 40 students. Yes. If you know the answer, please let me know. Rent factory, what is the basis? The basis, how will you divide the rent between the production departments?
Floor space.
Good. Floor space. Okay, floor space is how we will divide it. Okay, now Now you need to have a working section. You must have a working section. So divide this 1600 by the total of floor space. Now, if you see Roman number 1, be very careful. They have given the floor space even for store. Even for store, they have given 200, but don't take it, don't count it. Without store, you take this, you take for the rent, because for rent store they have directly given. Take only for machining, assembly, and finishing. Only for those. Only for those. So it is 1,600,000 divided by this 1,600. So per square meter the cost is 200. Multiply by 3,600. It's 720. For machining it is 720. And then for 2,800. Now if any of the students have any problems how to do this, how to divide, please send me a message, then I will do. Please send a message. I'll explain. Please send a message, I'll explain. If you don't know how to do the workings, please let me know. Please let me know. I will do the workings. Okay. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. The workings, see guys. Workings, please look at the screen. If you have any doubts, please look at the screen. If not, you can continue, no problem. Okay. So just see guys, rent, factory, and then for machining. So you see the equation. I'll show you the equation here. The rent for the factory is 1,600,000 divided by total floor space. Total floor space is, even I am doing the calculation, so you all please do. So 8,000. Rent 1,600,000 divided by total floor space and multiply by the total floor space for the machining, because we are going to find the rent only for the machining department, multiplied by 3,600. Then you will get the answer. Then here is equal to 720. And even here. Okay, machining. Assembly gain 1,600,000 divided by 8,000 multiplied by the floor space relevant to the assembly department, 2,800. The answer is 560. And then finishing. Again, I'll use 1,600,000 divided by 8,000 multiplied by 1,600. Then I will get the answer 320. Now these are the rent allocated, right? I am apportioning, allocating for each department. So this amount only I have written here. If you look at the screen, you can easily see. From workings, I divided for each department, and I wrote it in the overhead analysis sheet. That's how I do. Okay, here and here. Okay. So if you still if you have any doubts, please let me know. And then after that, I will do for rent store. Rent for store now. For rent store. They have given directly. So the basis is direct. This directly they have given. It's 400. Not here, and here. For store, 400. Okay, same for lighting. Factory. Now factory consists of the only the production departments, right? So lighting. So for lighting, what is the basis for lighting? What is the basis?
Floor space.
Yes, good, flow space. Because the reason is, if the now let's say, uh, if you have a big factory, you need to have more lights. You need to have more lights in the ceiling, or in the ceiling. You need to have more lights if you have a more floor space area. But if you have a small area, you only need 1 or 2 lights. So that is the basis here. Floor space. The value is 600. So now you can use the same equation like this. In under the workings, you can take now 600 and divide by 8000. In 270, 210, 120. This is the answer. This is the answer. This is 0 for stove. And then I will write lighting stove. Lighting for stove. Okay. Basis is direct. Because they have directly given in the question. It's 140. 140. This is the answer. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Guys, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, lighting. And after that, we have oil for machining department. Guys, if you can see, they are clearly saying oil for machining department. Oil machining department. The basis is direct basis. 300, machine department 300. That's all. Then depreciation on machinery. Now what's the basis? Depreciation on machinery, what's the basis? It should be cost. The cost of machinery. This is the basis. Because even in 2012, 2013 question, we learned that. Guys, same format is repeating. Okay, same thing is repeated. So you need to practice. So 1200. The cost is 1200. Now try to do that question, guys. Try to do that. If you can. So the answer for machining is 400. 400 and then 480 for assembly. For finishing 160. For store 160. Good. Yeah. Okay, so depreciation on machinery.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in factory, why you didn't consider the store's basis of apportionment, but why you are considering in depreciation on machinery the store's basis of apportionment?
Yeah. Now on depreciation machinery, they have given a whole amount of 1200, right? I have given a whole amount of 1200, and then in Roman number 1, if you see the row 4, the cost of machinery. Now in the store also they are using a machinery. They are using a machine of 200,000. Cost is 200,000. So we need to now in the store also they are using a machine. Now let's say sometimes a printer. The example would be a printer. In the store also they are using a machine, some kind of machine. So that's why we need to make depreciation. That means we need to allocate the 1200 for all the 4 departments, all the 4 cost centers. That's the
Sir, I
idea
didn't
here.
get it properly, sir.
Okay, I'll explain. Okay, if you if you can read the question, that in the Roman number 1, under cost of machinery, if you see for machining, they have given 500. Okay, I'll write here. Machining, they have given 500, the cost. Okay, the cost. And for assembly, they have given 600. For finishing, they have given 200. And for store also they have given 200. So the total, right? The total is 1,500. Okay, so this is the total of cost in the cost of machinery. Now they are saying depreciation is 1,200, right? Depreciation is 1,200. 1,200 means 1,200,000. 1,200,000 is the depreciation. Okay, it's in thousands. Okay. So now you need to divide this 1,500, 1,200, divide by 1,500 and multiply by each cost. Then you will get the depreciation for each cost center. Okay, I'll do the workings. You just see the headings. Working. Delete this. 1,200 is the depreciation. Divide by the basis. Divide by basis. Multiplied by 500. This is the working. Take depreciation, divide by the basis, the cost, multiplied by 600. So this is how you should do the workings. You might have some doubts in this. It's okay. So try to ask. 1,500 multiplied by 200. If you do this, then you will get the answer here. Then you will get the answer. 400, 480, 160 and 160. So this is what I will write in the overhead analysis sheet. This is what I have written here. Overhead analysis sheet. Now in this question, they have given a cost of machinery even for store. That's the problem. Now normally you won't have a machine in store, but it's okay. In this question they have given. In this question they have given a machine for store. So
Okay,
don't get okay, good. Don't get confused by that. Okay. Now read the additional information. If there is something, do like that. Okay. So this is how I'll do the workings. Okay, did you understood? Understood? Okay, well.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
just send a
understood.
message. Okay, okay. Guys, if you have any doubts, please ask me. And after that, insurance. Insurance, they are clearly saying store. So the basis is direct. Direct basis is 500. 500 here. Okay. Not for anything. Insurance is only done for the store. And the last one, security charges. Okay, security charges. Security charges, the basis from additional information you can find number of security persons. Number of security persons. This is the basis. 300. Just divide by the now if you have any now let's say that now even yesterday and today I can understand that you all have a small difficulty to find the workings, to find the amounts here. Okay, then now I'll tell a small small shortcut. Now note it down. note it down really well. Okay, now this is common. If you need to find the workings, now you will write amount here under the value in overhead analysis sheet. You will write a value here, right? This is the value column. In value column, you will write a value. So in here I have written 300. So I will write, okay, security. I will write 300. I will write the value 300 because this is the value I need to divide among the, I need to apportion among the cost centers. So that value divided by the total of the basis. The basis I am using is number of security persons. So take the total of that. Take the total of that basis, which is 22, 28, 30. So take the total. Take the total. Okay, take the total of the basis. So and now I need to find machining. So for machining, multiply it by the basis on number of security persons in machine. Okay, now in this equation, for 30 security persons, the cost is 300. So if I divide by 30, then I am finding, okay, for one security person, what is the cost? It is 10. It is 10, right? 10 rupees. Let's say I'm speaking thousands. It is 10. So now in machining, there are 10 security persons. So for each 10,000 means for 10 people. For 10 people, it is 100,000. 100. This is how we'll do the working. So I'll write here 100. Then 120, 60 and 20. This is how I'll do the working. This is how you should do the workings. Understood? Because now that's a small equation you need to remember. It means you will learn that while you are doing more and more questions. You will understand easily. Okay, now I'll take the total. I'll take the total of all the columns. Okay. It should be 6,380. Sorry, wait guys, 160 here, right? 60 here. 1,220 here. Okay. So the total is how much, guys? Now please do on your own for a while. Guys, please do on your own. Now you do, and then I will do the secondary apportionment, because here is a learning point. Now you need to know how to do the secondary apportionment in this question. Okay, so the total should be 6,300. The indirect wages is 1,260. This is 6,300. Okay. Now reapportionment.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are we getting marks for the total of the value column?
No.
Like,
now
is it like we should really calculate that also? Like, we don't use it for anything. So
okay, I'll explain. Now I'll give the answer after explaining. Okay, after explaining, I'll give you the answer. Okay. Now for reapportionment, what is the basis that you will use for reapportionment? Now they haven't given. Now yesterday question they gave that the assembly and finishing it is 60% and 40%, but in this question, in additional information, the last one, the Roman number 1, last row, number of stores requisition. Now yesterday while explaining theory, I said stores requisition is the basis, because stores requisition are the small nodes on which, that means how many times the production departments got the service of the store. So if you look at it, machining has got 25 stores requisition, assembly 15, finishing 10. So now you can simplify that. That means I can do 5:3:2. 5:3:2. The reapportionment. I will do like that. Now I need to divide this 1400 based on this basis. Should be minus 1400 and divide by this basis. It's easy, right? 1400 divided by 10 and multiply by the ratio. So it's 700. And then 420. Then 280. Okay. Good. And now we have the total. Okay, total overhead cost. Total overhead cost. So then the total overhead cost of service department will be 0. It will be 0. Okay. Now I'll explain that, brothers, that students answer in a while after doing the requirement number 2. After doing the requirement number 2, I'll explain. Okay, requirement number 2. Requirement number 1 is done. Requirement number 2 is OAR. They are asking for each department, right? For each production department. So I will write OAR for machining department. Machining department. Okay. If you read Roman number 2, the machining department uses machine hours and the other 2 production departments use direct labor hours. So please underline those. So those are really important. Please underline that. Now, please underline this. Now, if you look at the screen, in this total, I have included the 1400. This is the total, first total, before reapportionment. After that, I deducted 1000. That means here what I am doing is same. I am deducting from store and adding that to the production departments. Very simple mathematics. Okay, OAR for machining department. The total overheads of machine department is 2,800,000 divided by the machine hours. Divided by machine hours. Now in addition, Roman number 1 you have number of machine hours in machine department is 400. 400. Okay, then the answer is rupees 700 per unit. 700 per unit. Sorry, per machine hour. Per machine hour. Okay, in this question, there's a small adjustment you need to make because number of machine hours are given in thousands. Okay, so it should be 400,000, not 400. It should be 400,000. Okay, it should be 400,000, not 400. It should be 400,000. Everything. So 2,800,000 divided by 400,000. 7. Number of 7 per machine hour. Per machine hour. Okay. And OAR for assembly department. Assembly department. It is 2,420,000 divided by 70,000. Okay, now if you have any doubts why I changed that, to 400,000, because I now in our question they have given 400 only. 400 only. Number of machine hours is 400 machine hours. So we can do like that, but you can change it to 400,000, because in practical it won't be like that. So the best way is, what I would think is, we don't need to change that. Let's go with that. Let's go with the exam paper. No need to change that. Okay, no need to change that. Let's go with that. 70. Okay, because of the reason, I divide by 7. Now for assembly department, if I divide by 70, I'll get a decimal point. Sorry, labor, sorry, labor. So labor hours is 484,000. 484. Okay, equals 5,000 rupees, 5,000 per labor hour. So that's why even when I sometimes mistake that using machine hours for what it has been told, to only to find using labor hours. So try to be really, that means be in that mode. Okay, concentrate. Sometimes we can make mistake. Okay, finishing department total is 1,080,000. Using the labor hours 270. 170 is rupees 4,000 per labor hour. Okay, per labor hour. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, now I will explain the question. In your accounting, guys, in your accounting paper, only your accounting knowledge is tested. Only your accounting knowledge is tested, not mathematics. Okay, not mathematics knowledge. Now let's say, if you have added this mistakenly, the total is wrong in your overhead analysis sheet. If the total is wrong, let's say they will not reduce your marks. Okay, they will not reduce your marks. If you have, they will not reduce your marks if you have written others very correctly. That means the workings, that means the allocation, you need to write that correctly. Okay, you need to write that correctly. For the total, you won't get marks. Okay, sometimes you won't get marks, sometimes you will get. So we cannot do like that. Now let's say, now you guys are advanced level students. So don't make that mistake by adding correct. That means adding wrongly. But make that calculation mistakes. Mostly for totals, you want to get the marks only for the written thing, and then they will know, okay, this student, he has allocated everything correctly, but only the addition he has made wrong. So he knows accounting, but he don't know maths. They'll think like that. And the other problem is to find OAR. That's why I need to do that. To find OAR, we took the total of overheads. We took the total of overhead analysis sheet. We took the total from here for the second requirement. So if your total is wrong in the overhead analysis sheet, if your total is wrong, your OAR will be wrong. Your OAR will be wrong. So that's why you will use them. Then only you will use. Sometimes you will use the marks, because from requirement number 2, you need to find requirement number 3. You need to find requirement number 3 is overheads absorbed into each type of pen. Then you will lose marks sometimes. That's the problem there. So don't be careless. You can use your calculators. So while calculating, please be very careful. Okay. requirement number 3 is very easy. Requirement number 3 is very easy. They are asking overheads absorbed into each type of pen. Let's say it's like this. I'll do type 1 and type 2. Okay. So for type 1, they're saying machining 4 hours. Okay. Budgeted hours to produce pen. Type 1 users 4 hours. If you look at the screen, 4 hours multiplied by for machining department for 1 hour it is 7,000. So for 4 hours it is 28,000. So you just multiply the amounts. That's all. You multiply, you will get the answer. 3 into 5,000 equals 5 into 5,000. So this is how you do the requirement number 3. The requirement number 3, you do like this. 2 into 4,000 equals again 2 into 4,000. This is how you will do the answer. Then you will take the total. And then total. $51,000. And then $62,000. Okay, so this is the answer for the total. Okay, now we know that to produce a pen, to produce a pen, right? One pen, you don't need to spend 51,000, 15,000. So that's why I used to put thousands in the end. So then it will be 7 rupees or 5 rupees or 4 rupees. So that's why I changed that. It's okay. Let's go with the question. So this is the answer for the requirement number 3. This is the answer. If you have done this, everything, if you can do this question within 15 minutes, then you can get a good marks. You can get good score in your A levels. This is the idea here. Okay, what is your question by the way? Okay, now let's go for 2015. Let's go for 2015 question number 2B. Total value thing, yes, brother. What's your okay? There's a question. Please type your question, then I'll explain. Please type your question, brother. Student, I'll explain. Yeah, total. That you are the one who asked the total, the addition of total. So in the yeah, that's what I explained, right? That's what now that's what I explained. If you made a mistake in the total, if you made a mistake here in the total, then you will make a mistake here, because the total you get here is used to calculate the OAR. If you make a mistake here, you will lose the marks in the requirement number 2. You will lose the marks in requirement number 2. If you make a mistake here, you will make a big mistake in the requirement number 3, because everything is connected. So that's the idea there. Most now don't only now if you make a mistake here, now let's say for example, rather than 2,800, you wrote 2,500. Now the marks wouldn't reduce here. Okay, now let's say they want to reduce your marks here, but you will take this total to write here. You will take this total as 2,500 now. It should be 2,800. You will use 2,500. If you use that, OAR per machine will be wrong. Now you know, even your examiners have the answer sheet, right? They will look at the answers and they will correct. So in the answer is 7,000. If you divide, it will be another amount. then they will put wrong there. So that's the idea here. Now the best method is if you can do this everything, why do you need to make a mistake in calculations? Because we are doing advanced level now. Okay, so let's move on to the 2015. Let's move on to 2015. Let's move on to 2015 question. 2015 question number 2B. 2015 question number 2B. Okay. Now in this question, if you look at the question, they have given a format, right? They have given a format. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. Please read the question. I will give you 1 minute. Please read the question and start to do. Please start on your own. After that, I'll follow. Okay, so requirement number 1 is overhead analysis sheet. I think from 2018 now they are very strict in paper marking. They're very strict in paper marking. Now if you ask, okay, how do I know? Well, well, my school teacher is a paper marker. Okay, my school teacher is a paper marker. So she says that they are being now they are being very strict because this is a competitive exam. Advanced level is a very competitive exam. Most of the students are doing that. So they will give priority to students who are doing it 100% perfect. They are who are doing very well. So if you are doing silly mistakes in additions, divisions, multiplications, guys, if you are doing it in A level, you will do the same if you have enrolled into a university, a state university. If you are doing the same, if you are doing addition mistakes, simple mathematics calculations, if you are getting it wrong in advanced level, they will expect that you will do the same in a university. Being an undergraduate, you won't be able to add a column even if you are in a hurry. That's the idea there. So please try to be, that means please try to add everything clearly, because so that's why they introduced that you can use a calculator. I mean, your advanced level, you can use a calculator. So even while using a calculator, if you are getting it wrong, then it's your problem. Okay, then it's your problem, because to be really good in your calculation now you don't have any excuse. That's the idea there, because they have allowed you all to use a calculator. I can't use cost here. Now in this question I cannot use cost. I need to write overhead because they have given in the format. The basics of apportionment, then total, assembly, finishing. Then I'll write in rupees 1,000. Rupees 1,000. Okay, so let's start. I'll start. A company has two production departments, assembly and finishing, and a service department, maintenance. So maintenance is a service department. So in this format, they haven't added a service department column. Okay, so if they haven't added, don't add it. Don't add, just wait. The production departments are situated in the same premises, whereas the maintenance department is located separately. Okay, maintenance department is a separate building. The following incomplete overhead analysis sheet has been prepared for the two production departments. Okay, number 1, allocated production overheads. Okay, the allocated production overheads. Now they have given the first one. It's just copy paste. You can just copy paste the basis is direct, is direct basis. Okay, total they have given, you need to just copy paste 5,000, 4,800. Okay. Okay. After that, production manager salary. Production manager salary. Okay, there was now there was another question that do we need to write manager salary? Let's say like salary. We can't we use like this? No. Please write the full term. Please write the full term. Right, what they have given to production manager salary. Now, how can you? What is the basis? What is the basis? If you read Roman number 1, overhead apportion basis between assembly and finishing department, they have given the bullet point. Number 1, production manager's salary is divided equally. Divided equally means the basis is 1:1, right? Basis is 1:1. This 1:1. Here 3,000. Here 3,000. Okay. Production manager salary done. After that, rent. Okay, rent. Now even from 2012, we are getting rent. Rent basis is floor space. Floor space. Okay. Total 4,800. So if you can divide the workings. Okay. Again, I'll ask, are there any students who is still finding how to allocate, how to do the workings? If there is someone, please send a message, I'll explain. Please send a private message, I'll explain you. Again, I'll do the workings and show you. If you have any problems to allocate, because the motive is not to find the answer of this question. Already you have the answer. The main objective is try to learn how to do a question like this. If now it is a compulsory question, you will get in your paper. This year you will have this in your paper. So try to do this. 4,800. This 3,200 divided by 1,600. Rent. And after that, electricity. Electricity is kilowatt. Kilowatt hours. 2,400. 1,800, 1,600 and 800. Okay, if there's any student who is finding hard to do the workings, please let me know so that I can explain you. Please let me know. Please send a message if you are still finding it hard. I'll explain again. Machinery depreciation, and then basis is machine value, which is 6,000, 5,000 and 1,000. 5,000 and 1,000. Okay. After machinery depreciation, employee welfare expense. Okay, number of employees. Number of employees 3,000, 1,000 and 2,000. Okay. So from 2012 we have been doing this, and you know, okay, after recording all the overheads, we will take the total. We will take the total. Okay, we will take the total of each column. Okay, total done. Okay, done. Now you know that they are the service department. It is a compulsory thing in Norway University. You will get a reapportionment. So now you need to reapportion. Reapportionment. You can the Roman number 2. If you can read Roman number 2, total overheads allocated to maintenance department was rupees 6,000. Okay. So the total overheads of, they have given the total overheads. We didn't calculate. They have given it is 6,000. It has to be apportioned between the two production departments based on maintenance hours. Based on maintenance hours. Maintenance hours is given on the other basis. In the table, other basis, we have it in the last row. Maintenance hours. For assembly 20,000 and for finishing 80,000. So reapportionment the basis. I need to write the basis now. I can simplify it. I can simplify for 1:4. 1:4. I'll write the ratio. 1:4. So for I'll add here 6,000. So I need to add that. And then it is 1,200 for assembly. And for finishing it is 4,800. Okay. The values of assembly is 18,800. This is the values of assembly. Okay, here is the total column. Sorry, wait. Total column. Okay. Please check your answer. Please check your answer. Okay, done. Now, reapportionment, I will add the 6,000 and I will reapportion it. Now I will get total overhead cost. I will get the total overhead cost. You can add everything, then you will get the total overhead cost. Is 38,000 and then 20,000 and 18,000. This is the answer. This is the answer for requirement number 1. Requirement number 1. And requirement number 2, same as they are asking the overhead absorption rate. Okay. Now, did everyone get this answer? If you didn't, please send a message. I will show you the values. Please send a message. I will show you the values. Everyone got this same answer, 20,000 and 18,000. The total overhead cost. Okay. Okay, so now again, I'll show you the amounts. Please check. I'll show you the amounts. Please check. Okay. Now let's go for OAR. Overhead absorption rate of assembly. Okay, assembly department. If you read Roman number 3, see guys, accounting question is given in a flow. In a flow, right? Assembly department and finishing department use machine hours and labor hours respectively. Assembly department use machine hours, finishing department use labor hours. Okay, so now is 20,000. I mean, it's not 20. Okay, it's 20 million actually. Okay, divided by machine hours. The budgeted machine hours for assembly department are 400,000. 400,000. Okay. Then you will get the answer rupees 50 per machine hour. 50 per machine hour. OAR is 50 per machine hour. And then OAR of finishing department. Finishing department. Take the total 18 million divided by the labor hours is 200,000. The answer is rupees 90 per labor hour. Okay, so this is the answer. And now third requirement. Third requirement. A statement showing the expected profit or loss from product A. From product A. So now they are asking product A, what is the expected profit or loss of it? So Roman number 4. Following information is related to product A manufactured by the company. The budgeted production 1000 units, selling price per unit. Okay, they are giving sales. I'll write sales. If you can see, is right? 2500 multiplied by 1000. 160,000. And then now I will deduct. Okay, deduct. Prime cost. I need to find the cost of profit now. Prime cost. Per unit is 500. I am producing 1000 units. Okay. And then machine hours. Machine hours equals 3 machine hours for each product. So you see, budgeted machine hours for production of a unit. 3 machine hours for 1 unit. 3 machine hours for 1 unit. I am producing 1000 units. And per machine hour, the OAR is 50. Please look at the screen, the formula. Okay, it is per unit. I am for 1 unit, it is 3 hours. I am producing 1000 units. So I multiply. I multiply by 50 because OAR per machine hour is 50. And then labor hours. Labor hours equal 5 into 1000 into 90. And then they have given variable overheads. Okay, variable overheads. That's also per unit. So equals 300 into 1000. And after that, fixed overheads. We need to find the profit by deducting all the expenses. 400,000. So now if you deduct profit equals minus sum profit is 700,000. Yes, you should show the workings. Workings is really important. Workings is important in this question. You need to do the workings. So profit is 700,000. This is how you'll get the answer. When you deduct these things, if you do this, these are easy questions, right? These are easy questions, 10 marks, very easy questions. Very easy questions. Okay, so now it's 8:40. Okay, now it's 8:40. As I said, I'll move on to MCQs. Before doing that, if you have any questions to do part 2, this overhead analysis sheet, because I won't be teaching it again. And if this is your last time learning it, please ask questions. If you have any questions, please send a message. Please send a message. Please send a message. If you have any questions, please send a message. If you have doubts on how to calculate the workings, how to calculate the OAR. If you have any doubts, please ask me. I'll give you 1 minute, guys. No, not in a hurry. I'll give you 1 minute. Please think and let me know. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay. So a student has asked a doubt. Is the workings really important? Again, workings are really important. You will get marks for that. Workings are important. Write the full terms. Don't use short terms. Okay. Now, if in the requirement, see the requirement number 2, if you see the screen, I have used OAR of assembly department. I haven't used the full term as department. So in this case, you can use this DEPT. You can use like this. But while doing overhead analysis sheet, don't use that. Okay, a student has asked, sir, please explain reapportionment. Okay, reapportionment. In this question, the reapportionment is 6,000. That means the maintenance cost is 6,000. 6,000. And they are clearly saying in 2015 question. Okay. It has to be a portion between the two production department based on maintenance. If I want to show you for assembly, please look at the screen. It is 6 million divided by total of the basis, which is 100,000, and multiplied by 20,000, which is applicable to the assembly department only. This is the workings. This is how you will do the reapportionment. Okay, I'll do this. Here's how you should do the reapportionment. And for finishing is again same, divide by 100,000, the total of the base, divide by the total of the basis, and multiply by 80,000. Then you will get the maintenance cost only for the finishing department. This is how you will do the workings. Okay, so I hope that's the question. Now let's move on to MCQ. 2013 question number 27. 2013 question number 27. Okay, most of you all will focus only on part 2 because you will think that's where I can score easy marks. Guys, easy marks are scored in MCQs. Easy marks are scored in MCQs. Okay, 2013 question part 1. Okay, part 1, question number 27. Okay, question number 27. The following information is provided for product manufactured by company. They have given the prime cost, budgeted overhead cost, the total of what we did, budgeted overhead cost, production department and service department they have given. Okay, number of units produced, that's also given. Number of units produced also given. And budgeted machine hours is 50,000. Machine hours per unit is 5. So 1 unit, 5 hours spent. The overhead absorption rate per machine hour and production cost per unit would be. So they are asking OAR and production cost per unit. So I'll give you 2 minutes, guys. Please try on your own. 2 minutes. Please try on your own. Okay, so I'll explain. Please look at the screen. OAR. Okay, overhead absorption rate. Now we know the equations too. OAR per machine hour they are asking. Okay, to this, what should we do? We should add 350,000. Good, the answer is 5. Good. 350,000 plus, and we need to add the total of service department too. We remember, right? The total of service department should be 0. So you need to transfer the cost of service department to production department. So which is 50,000 here. 50,000. 50,000. So the total is 50,000 and divide by, what is divide by budgeted machine hours, budgeted machine hours. Now what is the machine hours here? If you look at budgeted machine hours, they have given 50,000 hours, 50,000 hours. So divide by 50,000. They have given in the question 50,000. Then the answer is rupees 8 per machine hour. Rupees 8 per machine hour. This is the answer. Now how will you find? Now don't tell me that by finding this that you got the answer, right? You have 4 and 5. You have 4 and 5. You have 4 and 5. Now don't get confused. Don't get confused. 4 and 5. Now how will you find production? I mean production cost per unit. How will you find this? How will you find production cost per unit? First of all, now this is the heading. Okay. First of all, find number of units produced. First of all, find number of units produced. How can we find number of units produced? If you see if you look at budgeted machine hours, total is 50,000. Budgeted number of units produced is given is 75,000 units. Okay, it's given 75,000 units. But look at the budgeted machine hours. Okay, look at the budgeted machine hours. It is 50,000. It is 50,000 units, isn't it? Is it 50,000 units? So 1 unit, it takes 5 hours. It takes 5 hours. That means for check for 1 unit. 5 hours means I have produced, the budgeted production is 10,000 units. Budgeted production is number of units produced mean number of budgeted units produced to be produced. I mean budgeted means not yet produced. Okay, to be produced is 10,000 units. Now calculate prime. Now the prime cost per unit, which is they have given 600,000 is the total, divided by 10,000. Okay, 6 rupees. Okay, in the question they have given number of units produced is 75,000 units. They have given number of units produced is 75,000 units, but we don't take that. We only take the budgeted production. We only take the budgeted production units. We only take the budgeted production units. Okay, for OER, now I need to calculate the machine hours. Or machine hours. Okay, now machine hours. How can I do? How will I do now? Okay, we don't do that. Okay, we don't. No, that means we don't. But we don't consider the 75,000 units. Now OAR for one hour it is 8 rupees in machine. 8 for 1 hour it is 8 rupees per machine. Cost is 8. So to produce 1 unit, I need 5 hours in machine hours. I need, if I want to write the here, rupees 8 per machine hour multiplied by 5 hours. 5 hours. So its answer is equal 8 by 5. So 5 into 8 is 40. Okay. So the font is now. Do we have answer? No. So what is the mistake I have made here? If someone can tell me, now I know the answer. Please tell me if I have made any mistakes here.
So you
Yes.
have divided the prime cost by 10,000. Why?
Okay, prime cost I have divided is because the now let's say now the budgeted machine hours from here, number of units to be produced, we only look from units here, 10,000 units only we need to divide it. Divide by 75,000 units. We need to do from here. From this 10,000 only I will do this. 600,000 divided by 10,000, 6. And then machine hours. Okay, and then machine hours.
Prime cost should be divided by the number of units produced. Then it comes 8.
8. Okay, give me a minute. It is 0.8 now, brother. It will be 0.8, right? 60,000. Sorry, 600,000 divided by 25,000 units. Okay. So it should be 75,000. Sorry for the mistake. Okay. For clarification, give me a minute. I'll show you the. I'll show you the screen for a while. Okay. I'll share the. Okay. Now you all can see the screen, right? Presentation. Okay, here. To calculate the overhead cost, we only take the budgeted, right? Budget. So you see for OAR for machine hour, I have taken budgeted total overhead cost divided by budgeted machine hours. Divided by budgeted machine hours. Now this is what I should do. To calculate OAR. To calculate OAR, I should use the equation which is budgeted machine hours. So budgeted machine hours is 10,000. Okay, budgeted machine hours is 10,000. Only to find the prime cost and everything, I'll use 75,000 units here. So I have written budget 50,000. Budgeted overhead cost divided by budgeted machine hours. So MCQs can be a tricky in this question. MCQs will be hard. So you need to practice well for a while. Okay, and let's do 47. Question number 47. The answer is number 5. Thank you. Question number 47, please. 2013. Question number 47. Question number 47. Now this is related to, let's say, okay, let's say for overhead ownership, let's say. So 47, please. Yeah. Wages of carpenter. Is that a component of prime cost? Wages of carpenter, is there a component of prime cost? Please send me the answer. Yes. Because okay, wages of carpenter is a direct labor. Electricity charges of the factory. Electricity charges of the factory is an overhead cost. So it is not a prime cost. So ABC, cost of wood used. Wood is a direct. Now the business is a furniture business. So therefore cost of use is direct material. So it is a prime cost. Yes. And then D, depreciation of machinery, which is a overhead. So it is not a prime cost. It is not a prime cost. No, you just need to write yes or no. That's all. If you write that, you will get 1 mark. You will get a 1 mark. Okay. 2014, question number 48. 2014, question number 48. 2014, question number 48. This question is also very easy. You only need to read very carefully. Then you can use Do the question. I'll give you 1 minute, guys. Please attempt the question. Please attempt on yourself. Please try yourself. After that, we'll do. Okay. So student has sent the answer, which is correct. So A, it should be 60,000. It is 60,000. For B, it is 105,000. And then for C, it is 65,000. It's 65,000. Okay. For A, total production overheads. For total production overheads, you will add variable overhead and fixed overheads. You will add variable overheads and fixed overheads. If you add those two, you will get total production overheads. Okay. That's also wrong because they're asking total production overheads. So in variable overhead and fixed overhead, you only take the production. Okay. 10 per unit multiplied by 1,000, 10,000. And then 50,000, you'll get 60,000. Only take the production overheads. Only take the production overheads, total production overheads. For B, they are asking total overheads, which includes both production and non-production. Total overheads means both production and non-production. Then you take everything under variable and fixed. Under variable and fixed, take everything. Okay. Just see, guys, how this MCQ is very hard. By one word, you can get mistaken, right? Because these are very easy marks now, so they will mislead you. So just try to read very carefully. And then they are asking C, total variable cost. So total variable cost means, guys, direct material is a variable cost. Direct wages is a variable cost. And they have given variable overheads. You need to take that also. Variable overheads, production, non-production, everything. This is how you should do the question. If you have any doubts, please ask me. I'll explain this question. Do any of you have any doubts? That means you cannot get this answer. Okay. If you see A, total production overhead. Total production overhead. Underline the word production overheads. Guys, the overheads means indirect expenses, right? So overheads. They are asking production overheads. So if you can't take direct material, you cannot take direct wages, but under variable overhead, you will only take the first one, production. Production 10 per unit, you can take that because that is a production overhead. And under fixed overheads, you can only take the production, which is 50,000. Which is that 50,000 for the production, you can only take that. So 50,000 and 10 per unit, right? Multiply by 1,000 because the target unit is 1,000. So which is 60,000. Total production overheads is 60,000. And for B, total overheads. For total overheads, add everything. Add both variable overheads and fixed overheads. Take the total of that. Then you will get 105,000. And for C, they are asking only total variable cost. Underline variable cost. So direct material, direct wages are variable cost. And variable overheads. They are saying variable overheads. So that's also is a cost. So you need to take that also. Then you will get the answer 65,000. 65,000. Okay. Now let's go for 2016, question number 26. 2016, question number 26. 2016, question number 26. Okay, so I will explain question number 26. So here they have given budgeted overheads of 3 cost centers: machine, finishing, and store. And so store also they have given 50,000. So you can see the total overheads of the store are reapportioned equally between the production departments. Okay, so this 50,000, this rupees 50,000 is apportioned equally between machine and finishing. So I can write reapportionment. Now these are workings, right? So you can easily do. If I reapportion equally, it is 25,000 minus 50,000. Then total is 200,000 and 150,000 0. This is the total overhead. Question number 26, they are asking machine hours. Machine hours. Now you know OAR, the equation for OAR equal is budgeted, you need to remember this, budgeted overheads, the budgeted overhead divided by budgeted machine hours or labor hours, right? Budgeted hours. Simple. This is not budgeted hours now. I am saying for OAR. Say OAR. So they are saying a machine department uses machine hours, right? So I can write OAR in machining department. OAR in machining department. So I will write here budgeted machine hours. These are workings, so you don't need to full. So in this question, OAR is given. In this question, OAR is given. And budgeted overhead is also known. Budgeted overhead is also known, which is 200,000. But you don't know budgeted machine hours. That's what they're asking. They're asking X to find the X. So you can simply cross multiply, right? If you cross multiply, the answer machine hours is 10,000. 10,000 hours is the answer. Same thing you can find for the finishing department. Then finishing department is 50,000. Sorry, 15,000. 15,000 labor hours. And so if I want to write this, if you don't understand, please ask. OAR in finishing budgeted. In finishing, they use labor hours. In OAR in it is 10 in labor hours. In this question, OAR is given, and the overhead is 150, right? 150. Okay. So labor hours is 15,000 hours. Is the answer 15,000 hours. This is how we will find the answer for question number 26. Question number 26, answer done. Do you all get it correctly? It's the easy one. Okay, now 27 is also same, easy. 27, what is the unit cost of production of product X? If it is prime cost is 120. Okay, prime cost is 120. Prime cost is 120. And then they are asking machine hours. Okay, machine hours. Machine hours used is 2. 2 machine hours used, and OAR per machine hour is 20. Then it is 40 for machine hours, it is 40. And then for labor hours, which is 5 into 10. 5 into 10. Then total production cost. Total production cost is equal to 210. Total production cost is equal to 210. This is the answer. This is the answer, 210. This is how you will do. The equation I will give you, it is for machine, it uses 2 machine hours. 2 hours into per machine hour is we calculated. Even in the question you have it is 20. We then calculate. In the question it is given. And for labor hours, it is 5. Sorry. For labor hours, it is 5 hours multiplied by 10. 10. So this is how we do the question. This is how we do this question. It's easy. So if you know, now think, guys, think. Now, yes, sir, how you got 120? Now, if you read the question number 27, very carefully, if you read the question number 27, they are saying what is the unit cost of production of product X if its estimated prime cost is 120. Prime cost is given in the question. So please try to read the question carefully. And if you think, guys, see part 1. Now there is another question number 47 was also. So if you question number 47 was there to do, if you know overhead analysis sheet 100%, you can score 3 marks. Now out of 100, if I'm speaking, 6 marks out of 100. Okay, you can score in part 1. In part 2, you can score solid 10 marks. Solid 10 marks. That means total 10 marks. Then total you can get out of 200 is 16. Out of 200, 16 marks. Then final marks will be 8. Out of 100, you can get 8 marks. Out of 100, 8 out of 100 final paper. You can get 8 marks if you know overhead analysis sheet. Think if you can do what investment appraisal, if you can do accounting equation, a partnership question, you can get an easy as if you try hard, you can go for a B or A. Accounting is very easy subject. Accounting is very easy. Okay, so now let's move on to question number 47, please. Let's move on to question number 47. Same 2016. Question number 47. Question number 47. 2016. Yes, 47. Let's go. 47. Okay. You need to just classify whether this is variable cost or product cost. Variable cost or product, variable or fixed, and then yes or no. Okay. So wages of workers based on number of shirts produced. Is this a variable cost? Yes, it is a variable cost. Is this a product cost? Yes, it is a product cost. And after that, costs of button attached to the shirts. Cost of button attached to the shirts. Yes, this is a variable cost. This is a variable cost. Is that a product cost? Yes, that is a product cost. Okay, C. Insurance premium for the factory. Is that a variable or fixed cost? Insurance premium for the factory is fixed cost. It is a fixed cost. Is it a product cost? Is it a product cost? Will you get it in the product cost per unit? Yes. In overhead analysis, we did that, right? We will add everything and product cost per unit, we get that insurance premium. D. Salaries of production supervisors. Salaries of production supervisors. It is a fixed cost. And it is a product cost. Yes, it is a product cost. Okay, good. So last exam paper is 2017. After that, I'll stop. 2017, question number 26. 2017, question number 26. I'll give you 1 minute, please. Please do on your own. 2017, question number 26. Please turn on. I'll give you 1 minute.